Welcome to Crafting with Carrie. Today I am going to flip through this blue Hankie junk journal. Let's see if I can I'll give you a little backup version there. So that's where we're at. Now, this is kind of intended. There's lots of things in there. If I just let it sit, it's definitely opened a bit. There's lots of things in there that are meant to be taken out. The back, oh, I have this little charm stuck on there, but the back has a little charm that can come off. This one is on there permanently. You could use this as a little bookmark. Okay, let's see here. So when I open it up, I've got this little notebook bookmark kind of thing going on right here. It has little pages. I'm thankful. And this comes out. It's a little pocket. My intention was that if I do give this to somebody, that I would put like a note from the bookmaker in there. And we've got some pretty beads on there. This is a wine label. And then I have the little squirrel booklet, just because this was made out of a bunch of leftover pieces of paper. Congrats, with some lines on the back to make some, do some writing if you would like. This side. All this paper back here was watercolor dyed. Some buttons, some rickrack. And that goes into this pocket. Where there is love, there is life. So this journal is from, I wanted to create something just out of one of my paper packs. There it is, a hidden paper clip. This is from one of the antique items pages. It was a page of chairs, and this was from comic strips. I thought it would be fun to make some cards. So that would come out and make the book a little thinner. And this, isn't that adorable? From a vintage 1950s storybook. And there's a historical picture made into a little notebook with a color with a storybook in the middle. And here is the page. Hang on, I need to get some little tweezers. I can get these out with just my fingers, but I don't want to ruin them. So there's some stamps in there. Each one I have a couple things in. This one's got a little book. So you can write a little card. There's another little stamp in there. And this one has another couple little cards. So this, whoops, these are just from some of the leftover pieces. Some more stamps. Stamps are always so fun. Those boys jumping off a cliff. And then each of these comes out, and they've got room for writing and a little decoration on there. And then this whole big thing is also a pocket. And that's a children's book image made into another card. And then we've got some Picasso art going on. Very interesting fellow. He had quite an interesting life. Okay, so then I have a multi-pocket. Here's the beautiful flowers with some writing space on the back. And then that is a pocket for this card. See my belly, sorry about that. And just these boots are made for walking. I thought was cute to go with the boots from that page. Some ink dyed paper. I thought it's always good for us to remember to be grateful. These vintage bone buttons are just beautiful. Oh, that one's not a bone button, but very shiny and pretty. I can't remember right now which artist this is. I have it on there. I'm not sure. There is. Isn't that adorable? Another 1950s storybook. Made into a tag. And there was some pictures on this page that I used up, and then I had all this pretty pink paper, so use that up. And here's another card, friend to friend, and a pretty blue button with some stamping and some lace and just some, I think that was, oh, I can't remember if that was from now. Might have been from a napkin. Oh, I think that was avocado dyed. Storybook made into a pocket. There's some embellishment on there, and then a nice piece of, this is a matching letterhead and envelope. Encourage some handwriting. Put that back in there. And here's some pockets with, oh, here we go. A little thread nest. So when I need a friend, you're there. Another little card used to send a friend. Isn't this adorable? These storybook images. This one has a bunch of different languages on there. Different, and then pearls around the outside edge with a nice pretty bow and some writing space or tag on the back. And got that card already. Some sparrows. And this was from a, oh, where they tell you your fortunes? One of those books. And a little punched in the card on the top. This lovely stationery is just tucked underneath these birds. And then here I put some copper, I'm lost for words today. Some copper, I had to go look it up. Copper embossing powder. So I just edged them and put that on there. And then I gessoed the sides here for some more writing space. And there's a little tag with another squirrel. I ended up having a bit of a squirrel thing going on in this journal. Seas today. And here's a big pocket. So there's some real leaves and flowers that I had pressed, some lace and some silk fabric, and then in this big pocket I have a card that I had a napkin. I framed it with that silk fabric, put a pretty tab on the end, and then you can do some writing space on the side here too. And edged it with a little piece of that string there, and it fits in there. And here's some really interesting. Get that. How Horatus kept the bridge. With some seats to sit on to be all fancy while we listen to the story. Coffee dyed. Some old, that was from back in the Stampin' Up! Days, and we had our grid papers to do our work on. And the middle of this signature has a beautiful garden. Then, some more grid paper, just a little bit of inspiration. Luck is what you have left over after you give 100%. Some fun little whatnots for what you can make something out of on your own. A little tiny Prince Edward Island playing card, the Joker. Some pretend money. A vintage bingo card. Those are always fun. And a little bookmark. Admit one. Look at that tiny little baby. That was left off of one of the storybook pieces, and I just thought it was so pretty I had to do something with it. So that is where it sits. And it gave me joy. And this shows how some teeny bits of scraps can just add some fun to anything. And some more trees and some, that was a biology or health or a nursing textbook or something, I think. This one is just a little grouping of a bunch of different lengths of papers for added journal space. Some fun things you could add and do with a weekly planner. Some more coffee dyed paper. This was a old reference book. Here we have, this is part of that pink page. It has a really pretty, beautiful picture of a bird. And then this one, I just adore it. The kids are trying to reach up and sneak something from the top of the cupboard. And the back is just for writing your notes. And this is it feels like a handmade paper. Oh, Petunia the silly goose. Then we have some more stationery, some grapevines, whoops, and matching grapevine envelope to write a lovely letter. A note to someone special, or just to write some memories and keep them hidden in there. These are all really cute little tags. Sweet as can be. You're great. Fresh picked for you. Love ya. And from the garden. Those are from a Stampin' Up! Stamp set. And I'm not sure that I can remember what that's called right now. Well, let me see. Oops. For some reason I don't want to go back in there. There we go. I checked it out. It is from the garden, and I do have that one on my Etsy shop right now. And it has matching framelits. That's how these little guys were cut out. I'll put that over there. Okay. Then, on this side, I have another pocket. Keep smiling. It makes people wonder what you've been up to. That's always a good thing. Make people wonder what you've been up to. A little envelope. These envelopes are so easy to make and just stuffed full of fun things. Like this is kind of in my paper pack that I had pulled out. These are things that I didn't end up using, which I still could stick them on there, but I decided I was done. Sometimes half the battle is knowing when to stop. Let's see. I'll put them on the side here. A whale would be really fun if you could do some whale of a good time. Something I had started and then decided it wasn't going in. Some umbrellas. There's definitely potential for this. Look at that. Rain. You can just tuck it in somewhere. A lantern, fish, yeah. Snapping turtles. There's so many fun things left in here. Look at these beautiful red berries. And a star. And there's some little birdies left. I'll have to... They're all just tucked in here for future use. Future somethings. And Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, this one was fun to make. It just kind of came together so well. Some pretty vintage storybook pink flowers with the birds. And then I had this nice green paper, and it just tucked inside of there so nicely. You can write lots of secrets on that one. If someone's had a rough day. Lovely if we all had $1 million. And then this was a belly band from the top to the bottom. There we go. There's an abacus on there. A little lady hard at work. More little yellow birds. And we have some note pages we can write on. Keeping notes, the timesheet. Okay. And then our next signature has another piece of beautiful art, garden. And this is pretty neat. Oh, let's see here. Pretty cool. Lots more space to create and color. Love is spoken here. Here we have a really fun old bird book page tucked in this bottom page pocket. String. It's always fun to add a little glitter, a little glam. This was from the file folder that it was all stored in. This little... What have we got in here? Oh, so this is the little bunny. And in the front pocket, we have the little turtle. Look at him with his little smile. He's so cute. There's always a reason to smile. With a little froggy on the back. And when you open it up, there's another squirrel. And there's 3 cards in here. Heart, humble, and, oh, it happens to us sometimes, eh? Optimistic. And I thought it was cute because the little squirrel's getting into the house. Or making a house? Not sure. Whoopsies. Fix that up. Guess that calls for a sticker. How many things do you fix with stickers? I fix quite a few things with stickers. I'll leave it over here. There's the goose. He reappeared again. And the poor cow. So fun. And the other side of that decoupage page, there's some little pearls up there with our little bird. And this side is a pocket. Those are pearls. And I tried to make like a little swoosh on them. And another one of our cards I got tucked in. I think I originally had these all in with the hidden paper clips, but things got moved around a little bit. Now we're on to, what are we on to? The third signature. This turned out really well. We got the lace coffee dyed on a old paper. I feel like that really soft paper really absorbs the coffee and the ink. I love the dictionary pages. And then a belly band with a piece of stationery, a couple pieces of stationery tucked in behind it. I got a little purple button on there. And this one, okay, let me see. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Okay, so I thought I was being a genius, but it ended up being a little bulky. But that's a magnet inside of here. So I open that up. And then this, is that clear? Is another envelope. So we've got one envelope. Number 2 envelope. There's the money. And number 3 envelope. And then inside, you are blessed. Isn't that adorable? Whoops, where'd my little tag go? A teeny tiny little tag. One teeny tiny little pocket. And a teeny tiny little card. A little booklet. You get pages to write on in here. So it's so deep inside here, you can write all kinds of secret stuff and put it in there. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. And that one's a magnet. You can kind of see it in there. You can hear it clip. Oh, that was loud. Yep. Okay. Moving on to the water page. Okay. So I've got... Look at that. That is an old black and white photo of people hard at work in their backyard. And then this is a stationery of some boats on the water, which matches the boats on the water. And there's a friendly dog. And I know there's more there. This big one. There we go. Oh, there's a Buddha picture in my paper pack. Huge bronze statue of Buddha. We have a tea kettle. We're gonna have some tea with the people with the having some relaxing love. There we go. So we have a pocket in the back, and that's where the Buddha went. And then we have a pocket right here, and that's where the puppet went. I have that lined up. It was lined up right there. How did I have that? Feels like it should go into there. There we go. And then we have these 2 pockets on the side, which you could put 2 things in there, but I chose to put this stationery in there across. Yeah, there we go. And another little beautiful stamp. Okay. Here we have 1, 2, 3 pockets. 3 pockets again. So we have a little hedgehog smiling, and it's got a little stationery back there. And then we have the little birdie with an abacus. And then we have a big bookmark with 2 little bookmarks. And you could use those as gift tags too. On this little belly band on the bookmark. There's some little fluffies. Some fun fluffies going on there. And this is the 3-page pocket with, oops, a little paper pin decoration on there. So this was just a black and white field guide page that I watercolored. Go. And I like this because it gives a little bit of something out the top of the book also. Oh, and I added liquid pearls to her pearl necklace. Okay. Then look at this. This is a page from a children's science book. Pretty neat, hey? Airplanes, steamboats, trains. Look at those old cars. Pretty fun. And then this one, I have some lace on the side. On the other side, we've got some pockets, some little envelopes. We'll see what's inside of them. Some little stationery space. Here's a teeny tiny little group of people with their top hats going out for their daily constitutional. Or was it? Yeah, constitutional was a walk, correct? I believe so. Oopsies, I don't want to wreck anything. Can I get that out of there? There we go. There we go. We're going for a ride in the wagon. In a coach, I guess. And there's a pretty fancy statue in front of some buildings. Just a little something to add to each of those little papers. Okay, here's one of my hidden paper clips. Let's see if I unclip something on the other side. And yep, there's another little. So there's some more papers tucked inside of this tag with some space to write some things down or write a gift tag. Live happy. Let's put that back. Underneath there. There we go. Okay. Have you seen these old cake decorating books? They are pretty fun. Another hidden paper clip on a piece of stationery. And I've got 2. That was from a leftover piece from one of the children's books. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. Another piece of stationery. Look at these fun pieces of art. And on this side, we've got a pocket behind with the hidden pocket inside. So this goes right inside of there, and that just goes in behind. I think those 1950s art, I think, is probably my favorite, but I can't say that because there's always something else. Those playing cards. And I was in an envelope mood, I think, making this book. Lots of envelopes. Whoops. And this book turned out to be very blue and yellow, which was interesting because I really had no idea what it was going to end up like. Oh, we can learn some knowledge, some facts and some maybe fiction. Oh, not quite. Alternate 369 mood. Manifest. We can manifest what is coming to us. Turn sideways. Coffee dye stencils. This looks like I clipped the whole thing just right on top. So there's a hidden paper clip again, and oh, look at those two adorables. So these were in a storybook, and this is from the Antiques book page. Life is tough, but so are you. Looks like they had a tough time. Pretty cute, I think. Whoops, I think I put that in the wrong spot. It can stay there for now. Then we have this fun clown on a card. And this guy's just making some stationery. This is the signature that I put in upside down. Erg. Okay, so I have. So on all the other pages, you'll notice that the pockets were. Where is that? Pockets down here. Well, now the pocket's up here because it's upside down. So I just tucked them up there, which is fun. You do it on purpose. But look at that. Some soldiers. Here's an old bookmark. Serving in Mexico. Just a little tag embellishment. And then on this side, got a surprise. And there's I'm gonna write some notes underneath here. Oh, look at that. I even to do today. Secret plans. Wishes. Goals. This is the day. You're fabulous. Don't forget. And there's another one of our little chairs. I made a little pot flower. And what do we have here? Got a very important conductor, I'm assuming. We're going to say it's Mozart because we got the letter M there. Got some stamping. I painted the page. It's a very soft page. And some inking and decoration on there. It's a pretty page. And you get to make grapes with cinnamon walnut cream. Or you can write yourself a note on how delicious these tasted. And here's another little tag. It's right underneath there. Oh, I put it in there so that it wouldn't come out. Okay. Some more gesso and stamping. So you could make this one into, I think this one would be an awesome photo book. There's lots of room to put photos and journal about them. I think this turned out really cute. See if I can get it out. So here's a tag. And here's a teeny tiny little card to go with it. Just a teeny tiny little card, little book to go with it. And on the other side, oh, that's my adorable little baby. I love this image. I don't know where the card is. Oh, there it is. And it has the card. Hi, Dad. Let's stick that back on there. Read that. And then on the back, I just made a chipboard. In case you wanted to, sometimes when we have these books, it's kind of hard to write on there. So while we're writing about our journey, I can just put this card in here to write on. So this stays in the back. And it's ready to go. Yeah, I think we made it through the whole book. Put some little pieces back away, and so I hope you enjoyed seeing this my blue 1950s handkerchief journal. And I do have other videos on how I put it together and little bits of the other pieces if you're interested. Oh dear, I need to make I thought I heard something crunch earlier. I need to get a new oak leaf and put it on there. Luckily I know I have one. So I guess be careful when we're turning pages. We got loose. These are those little wooden elements. If they're dangling about, we got to be careful with them. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking through this journal with me. I hope you go on and make your own. Happy crafting!